If you have ever read a personal development book, if you have ever listened to a podcast and someone asked someone what made them successful, if you have ever just done some research on successful people, you know that one of the biggest things that they say is that they wake up early. And y'all, I am a night owl through and through. But I think I finally cracked a little bit of the code, and I want to share it with you today on how I've been able to wake up at 5 a.m. even as a night owl. Well, welcome back to my channel, pretty little people. I am so pumped that you're here. If you're brand new here, my name is Jessica Stansberry, and I fully believe that we can achieve the goals that we have, that the dreams that we have are not just there to be there until we die and us not ever go after them. I honestly believe that we should be going after our dreams and our goals and doing the work to get there, and that is what this channel is about. And if you have been searching the interwebs about how to wake up earlier, I did too. And I always heard you just have to do it. Just make yourself do it. Well, you know what? That didn't work for me. I've honestly tried for years to be able to shift my patterns, to be able to wake up earlier, because I know that with my schedule, I don't think it's necessary for everybody, but with my schedule, with having kids and having early pickup from school and all the things that kind of go along with my life right now, I knew that waking up early would be beneficial for me. I've tried, and I've failed every single time. And you can even ask my Instagram fam, because I have definitely documented it there all the times I failed. So let me tell you how much of a night owl I am. When my second son was born, I went into labor pretty early that morning, and I had been up until 2 a.m. the night before as a very pregnant woman with a toddler working. It's just hard. I ride the struggle bus when it comes to waking up early. Just ignore this little flappy thing, okay? And I am currently on day 3 of successfully waking up at 5 a.m. or 5:30, depending on the day. Now, that does not make me an expert, but I will tell you what has really helped as someone who has resisted in the past. Like other times when I've tried, I literally sleep through my alarm. I will wake up and turn my alarm off and not even realize I've done it. So yo girl is speaking from experience. I have been there, done that when it comes to wanting to wake up early, but physically not being able to pull myself out of bed. Okay? So let me grab my notes here, because I have 5 ways that that are going to help you be able to wake up at 5 a.m. or just earlier. I don't think 5 a.m. is the magic number to just, be successful or whatever. I honestly think it's whatever works for you. And, for me, 5 a.m. works good because it gives me enough time to be able to get ready for the day if I want to, work out if I want to, whatever, before I have to get my kids up and get them out the door to school. And then that way I am totally ready when they're going out the door to school. It also leaves me enough time to where I can wake up a little bit before I do anything. So even if I do need to work during this 5 a.m. hour, because maybe we have something going on in the regular part of the day, I have enough time to kind of wake up, get some tea, get, my water, whatever that looks like, so that I still have plenty of time. Okay, so wake up at whatever the heck time you want to, but I do believe that waking up early there's a reason for it. Also, if you hear children in the background, it's because I have my 5-year-old at home today. He's recovering from a little bit of a cold, I guess. I don't know. He's got lots of snot, but he's up there. If you hear him, just ignore him. All right, 5 ways to help you wake up earlier / at 5 a.m. if you want to. The number one thing for me as a habitual turner-offer of alarms is to get an alarm clock that works for you. If your alarm clock is easy to turn off and you can do it mindlessly in your sleep, it's gonna be easy for you to do that. I've had full conversations on the phone in my sleep when I was a teenager. I ordered $45 worth of elderberry syrup and vitamins from Amazon in my sleep just a couple weeks ago. I am a hard sleeper and I do weird things in my sleep. And one of those things is to turn off my alarm. So you have to find an alarm that works for you if this is a problem for you. Even if this is not a problem where you don't remember turning it off, maybe it's a problem that you just turn it off and you just don't care. So find an alarm clock that works for you. I have a couple of suggestions. One is the standard, good old, age-old, put your phone in another room so you have to get up to turn it off. I personally do not do this because I have young kids. And if I'm going to put my phone in another room, it's likely going to wake up the entire house and wake up my husband. And it's not like fair to them that I want to wake up earlier, nor do I want my children waking up with me because that is not productive. And I don't want that to happen. Okay. So anyway, that's not really part of what I want to do, but obviously that's an option, right? I have found that knowing that I can't hit snooze on my alarm helps a lot. So on my phone alarm, turning off the snooze option, I know that I'm committing when I hit that button. Like I'm committing. I'm going to be late or not wake up if I hit that button. Okay, the other trick I have in my arsenal, and I've got a prop, is this little bad boy. I'll link it below. I got it from Amazon. I don't know if you can see it good, but it basically is a sunrise clock or sunlight simulator clock. I don't know. But nonetheless, this whole area here glows as the alarm is going off. It's actually really cool because it like let's say you set the alarm for 5 a.m. It's going to start getting light at like 4:30 and gradually getting brighter and brighter until it's like super bright at 5 a.m. when your alarm also goes off. So it does have the noise as well, but it has the sunlight. The idea behind this is that it wakes you up gradually, you feel more rested, you don't feel jolted awake, and that the light itself wakes you up. I've also heard some really cool suggestions for alarm clocks, and I'm going to link them all below. One, which I've heard of before, and I've also heard of apps on your phone that'll do this, is the math equation alarm clocks. So there are physical alarm clocks where you have to do a math equation before you can hit snooze, which I think is really cool because it makes your brain wake up a little bit more. I think I would benefit from that. But you can also download apps on your phone that make you do this too. So you set the alarm, but it makes you do a math equation prior to hitting snooze or whatever on the alarm. So I think that one's really cool. The coolest one I've heard of, which honest to goodness, all I want to do is make a bunch of people use this and then like sit and watch them use it. Like just video them. I think it's called a roll-away alarm clock. And basically you can put it up on an end table. I believe there's like a height limit. It's like 3 feet or something. And when the alarm starts going off, it rolls off the table and runs away from you. This just sounds magical. So and the person who was telling me about it said that it rolls in a different direction every day. So it's not like it's going to roll off the table and you're just going to know where it goes. So you can your brain is like, I'll just grab it. It literally rolls away in a different direction every morning and you have to chase it to turn it off. Now that, if you are struggling and you are on the struggle bus and you are for real with wanting to get up early, I feel like this would work. Again, though, with kids, I would make so much noise. I'd probably knock over my dresser or something ridiculous. I would make so much noise that I'd wake the whole house up. Also, my husband may lose it if I start chasing random alarm clocks around our room in the middle of the night. He doesn't really want to wake up at 5 a.m. And so, yeah, but I think that one's so cool. I'm going to link both of those below. So find an alarm clock or a way to wake up that works for you. Everybody's different. All right, the second thing that's going to help you wake up earlier is to have a plan for what you're going to do in that time. For me, if I just get up at 5 and then I sit on the couch and sip my tea for 2 hours before I have to get my kids up, that didn't do me any good. If I get up and I watch TV for a couple hours, what good did that do me? So having a plan, knowing going into it what I'm going to accomplish in that time frame really helps me be able to get up. So if I don't have a plan and I'm not like, oh, I really need to get up so I can do X, Y, and Z, then I'm probably going to be a lot more likely to just hit snooze and go back to sleep because I didn't know what I was going to accomplish in that time anyway. So for me, it changes. Some mornings it's that I need to get up and work out. Some mornings it's that I need to get up and get some work done. Some mornings it's that I need to get up and get ready, get dressed and fix my hair and put my makeup on. Like some mornings, that's the plan. But have a plan so that you're not tempted to be like, that was just wasted time anyway. Snooze. Okay? The third way that you're going to be able to wake up earlier, and this is key. I probably should have put this number 1, but I really wanted to talk about that rollaway alarm clock. Go to bed earlier. Y'all, I'm a night owl. I would love to stay up till 10 or 11 o'clock watching my favorite Netflix show and then wake up at 5, but then I don't have enough sleep in my body to wake up at 5. So going to bed earlier is literally the key to waking up earlier. Now, I want to preface this or add to this a little bit. I don't think that everybody thrives best on 8 hours of sleep. I think that our bodies are built differently and that we all have a different minimum amount of sleep that we need to fully function and to be healthy and all of those things. If I sleep a solid 8 hours, I feel very sluggish. It's actually not something that I can do. Even it doesn't matter what time I'm waking up. If I go to bed at midnight and sleep until 8 a.m., I don't feel as good. I actually read a study one time, which is really cool. And I obviously don't know the validity behind it or anything, but the study was really awesome and I found it very fascinating that our sleep cycles go in 90-minute intervals. That's because of our REM sleep cycles, that they go in 90-minute cycles. So if you need to get a quick sleep in, let's say you have an international flight and you literally don't have time for a full night's sleep, this study was saying that if you'll do a 90-minute sleep session, that you'll feel pretty refreshed versus 2 hours or versus a 1 hour sleep session. And it was also saying that you should cycle your sleep in this way. So it's better to get 6 hours of sleep because that would be, 4 90-minute sessions, than it is to get 7 hours of sleep because it went in those 90-minute rotations. Or it's better to get 7.5 hours of sleep than 8 hours because of the 90 minutes. So if you think of it that way, you can kind of see what works for you. I actually find that 7.5 hours of sleep for me is good, and 7.5 hours is ideal. So that's what I strive for. And I do find that I wake more rested. I in that same realm, I read another study that said that everybody's sleep cycles are different. They're not all 90 minutes. So you kind of have to study yourself and see what it is. And someone once said that the best way to do that was to lay down when you're really tired to take a nap and don't set an alarm or anything and see when you naturally wake up. And that's kind of your sleep cycle. I've not actually done that. I can't nap for very long with kids around, so I've not actually done that part of the study, but I just think that's fascinating and a really good way to kind of see how much sleep we need. But I would just experiment with it. Again, I'm going to play with this a little bit, but as a night owl, that actually feels really good to me to go to bed at 10 and get up at 5:30, and that doesn't feel that hard because 10 is not super, super early and 5:30 is not a ridiculous hour either. So get in the bed earlier, know how much sleep that you need, and get in the bed earlier so that you can actually get enough sleep by the time that 5 o'clock hour rolls around. All right, number 4, and this one's so important because our minds are our biggest tool and our asset, but also our biggest problem, right? So this one is to have a reason that you actually want to get up earlier. And it sounds so simple, duh. Of course I need to have a reason I want to get up earlier. But if we don't have a reason for what we're doing, we're not going to keep doing it. And this goes with everything in life. Like if we don't have a reason that we're working out, we want to be healthier, we want to lose weight, we want to run a marathon, whatever that is, we're not going to keep doing it if there's no underlying reason behind it. If there's no underlying reason behind why we're waking up earlier, we're not going to do it. So you have to have a greater reason why, or a big reason why, to fall back on, so that when you are like waking up, you don't feel like it's for no reason at all. And for me, I know I did the math. Keeping those 2 non-negotiable hours of getting ready and working out, depending on the day and the situation, I can add back an entire 8 hours to my work week. An entire 8 hours, y'all. And this is if I have all my ducks in a row and one of my days per week is a rest day, so I'm taking away that workout hour, and my kids ride the bus home a couple days, so I'm getting back about 45 more minutes. Whatever the situation is, it's 8 hours a week that I can add back to my work time, like actual physical work time on my business, just by waking up a little bit earlier. Done. Sold. Solid. I am checked off. Signed, sealed, delivered. You have to find that reason why you're doing it. Maybe you have a big goal or a big deadline that you're working on, and you're packed with client calls, or you're packed with webinars or whatever, and you need just a little bit more fringe time in your day to be able to get that done. Maybe you are training for a marathon, a 5K, a competition, some kind of fitness, something or another, and you need to be able to pack more training in your day to hit that level. Then this is your time. So just know that there has to be an underlying reason, or you're just going to be like, screw it, I don't want to do it. 5th way you can motivate yourself to wake up earlier, and this one has been a literal game changer for me. The other 4 things are great, and they've definitely helped, and they are, I found what works for me in each of those situations, but this one has been the game changer. Okay? So are you listening? All right. Have a mantra or something that motivates you when that alarm starts going off. Now, this can go hand in hand with number 4, the reason why. But for me, when that alarm's going off at 5 a.m. and I'm tired, like this morning, I woke up at 1:30 to go check on my son because he has a cold. So I was like, mommy mode, like I need to go check on him and make sure he's breathing okay. And then I woke up again at 3:30 because my husband was yelling at our dog because she wouldn't stop barking. So it was a little bit of interrupted sleep last night. So I could have easily made the excuse, regardless of the reason why, that I didn't get enough sleep last night, I'm going to stay in bed. But this number 5, to have a mantra or something you say or hear or listen to or whatever to motivate you every morning, is what got me up this morning, okay? So let me tell you mine, because I think it'll help you. And I suck at quotes. If you've listened to my podcast, like the old podcast I had for very long or whatever, you'll know this about me. I am not good at quotes, and I don't care. I honestly don't. Sometimes I get quotes right, sometimes I suck at them, and sometimes I just paraphrase, and that's kind of what I'm doing here. So on my last trip, I listened to Rachel Hollis's Girl Stop Apologizing, and I actually plan to do a whole video about my review of that and kind of what I thought, but that's not today. So I listened to Girl Stop Apologizing, and I don't believe that in that book, Rachel was talking specifically when she said this about waking up early. She might have been, but I'm not 100% sure. I just remember the line sticking out in my head. And again, I'm going to paraphrase it because I don't remember exactly how she said it. But it was something to the effect of, to achieve success, you have to choose between what you want now and what you want most. And that really stuck with me, because it's like, yes, right this second, in this moment, in this split second, when this alarm is going off, I want so badly to just hit snooze and sleep until 7. Like, yes, that's what I want now. But what do I want most? Most, I want world domination. I want this empire I'm building to grow. I want to be able to put out content consistently. I want to have a multi 6-figure / 7-figure business very soon. I want to speak on stages and be featured in things. And I want to write a book, and I'm starting a new podcast. Spoiler alert, starting a new podcast. I have all of these goals and dreams that I want more than I want an extra hour of sleep that I know may or may not make me feel good. I believe Rachel in the book might have been talking about binge eating when she was saying this, and she could have been talking about waking up early. I honestly don't remember. I was listening to it while I was driving, but it was one of those situations where it was like, yes, like you might want that macaroni and cheese right now, and you might want to like sit down and binge eat that, but more than that, more than how that's going to feel right now, more than what you want right now, you want to lose 20 pounds. You want to be fit. You want to run a marathon, whatever that looks like. And that is the mantra that I play in my head at 5 a.m. when my alarm is going off, and I want no part of waking up for the day. So that has been key for me. And that's not going to be your mantra. It can be. It totally can be. It doesn't have to be, though. And it can be whatever you want it to be. But for me to say in my head, like, I want all my goals and dreams more than I want this extra hour to 2 hours of sleep, gets me out of bed. Honestly, that's what gets me out of bed. So there's 5 ways to help you get up earlier, whether that's 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. or 4:45 or whatever that time frame is. That part doesn't matter. It matters that you're getting up earlier to get more accomplished in your day. And if that's something you want to do, hopefully these 5 things will help. Now, remember, I'll link everything below that I talked about today, including the Girl Stop Apologizing book if you want to check that out. But everything will be below. And I'd love to know, are you a night owl or are you a morning person? And do you like the way you are? Do you like that you're a night owl? Do you like that you're a morning person? Do you feel like you get enough done? I'd love to hear it all below. And until next time, hit subscribe. I don't want you to miss any other tips and tricks I'm bringing to you every single week to help you achieve those goals and those dreams that you have in your pretty little noggin. Bye, y'all.